that either means whenever you cook, it's always a magical experience, or it causes problems if you use like a cast iron over an open fire, right? So, what kind of
Well,
pans would
it
they
depends on
use?
the metal. Again, copper is the best metal to do things with because all it really does is it conducts magic very well.
Okay,
So, like,
so
if you have a copper cook pan, you just set it on the fire,
that's what
and
I'm envisioning. Like a yeah, I'm cooking. I'm like, what do my pans look like? And it's like everything's copper now. Like, oh, kind of like
pretty
that. I
much.
like copper. It's nice and shiny. Anyways,
The,
sorry. Back to
the
your deep
fastest
thoughts that
steak
are
sear ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And the food would be extra delicious.
So on the whole, like, rollover of history there, like, one of the things I wanted to emphasize in this story, because it's one of the ideas of Columbia when I first started developing it was that um, just because the old culture is destroyed doesn't mean the lessons of the old culture can be just forgotten. Um, and so the Druids were organized in a group known as the Knights of the Stone Circle. They were headquartered in the Morainehenge, which is an offshoot of Stonehenge in Avalon,
Hmm.
and um, the henge, the actual rocks in their headquarters were smashed down and destroyed at the end of the war. But the Druids themselves mostly escaped, and they took their ideals with them. And the interesting thing about Roy as a character is that he was part of the unit that was assigned to destroy the Stone Circle at Morainehenge. And in the process, um, what he didn't know, what no one knew, because the Druids don't tell outsiders, is that in order to be initiated as a Druid, you go and you sit under the stones for a week. Well, it took him 10 days to smash the circle. So basically, everyone who worked on it underwent the initiation process. Most of them died because they weren't, they didn't have um, the natural capacity or the various rites that the Druids do to make you more likely to survive that process. But Roy did, and that's how he became a fire mind. It was not a natural talent he was born with. Um, so he represents kind of like this hybridization of the old and the new, and him trying to work that out is one of the things that also runs through his story. Like, what does it mean that um, there is still this old magic running around? We have a new way of doing things, but is there some obligation to the old ways? Is there some lessons from the old ways that he still has to make sure persist in the new era?